Management of Novice Alchemist, the second episode. It's doing some interesting things. It's not a bad show for sure. I mean, only time will tell. We still got a few more episodes before we'll really be able to hopefully see whether it's really good or if it's gonna start to fall apart on us. We continue off from the end of the first episode where we've now approached the shop. It's falling apart. She's dramatic, falls to the knees, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with this? Which quickly kind of gets overturned. Most of the stuff that she needs to be able to do her alchemy is already in the house, thankfully. Her house that's an absolute disaster and a mess. There's a little rune. She's just got to put some magic into it and it cleans everything. How lucky is that? But the show introduces these elements as if let me backtrack first and say our main character is very OP and everything's been handed to her essentially. But it doesn't feel that way because of the way the show's brought stuff in where, we see the destroyed shop and then, thankfully she's lucky and she's already got the stuff in there. But then the shop's kind of fallen apart and she's got to go and put her mana in to improve everything. So they're trying to really get through everything quickly so she can get to the management of the shop kind of thing. And at least that's what it feels like. But they want to do it in a way where it doesn't feel like everything's been handed to her, even though it pretty much has. We also have a little bit of the introduction to the town where they do this weird prank thing to her, but only after she says some stuff about how she loves the shop. And then things are just, I don't know, it's kind of a weird moment. We find out later on that they're all like, oh yeah, it turns out, you said you love the town, so we're really happy to have you here. So again, it's another moment where they want to bring her into the town, but they don't want people just to love her automatically. They want it to feel like she's earned it. So like the show's trying to do some of those things. And in a sense, I think it's set it up for some good elements instead of just like, you're overpowered. Here's everything you ever need. She's worked for it. So I don't know. It's a little interesting. I'm not unhappy with it. I'm still enjoying the show. We were also introduced to one of the main characters from the poster art. When we were introduced to her, she was running her parents' shop, but it turns out she only does that once a month or something like that. And now she's been hired to work in our shop with our main character. And the dynamics with the two of them are kind of fun. Like they really play off of each other really well. It's kind of like they're both supporting characters for each other and just like the way they interact. I think it's pretty interesting. It's going to be fun to see how the dynamics change with this new character that we got at the end of the episode, because the blue-haired girl, it looks like she's like a swordsman from the poster art, but she shows up and she's got one of her arms chopped off. And so like another one of those things where the show's really trying to drop some cliffhangers too. Like shows like this typically don't do what this one's doing, where it tries to take a little bit of time to establish stuff so that our character looks like she's got to work for things and then also give us cliffhangers. Like how I was expecting the show to end was right before the part where the morning shows up, where they've gone to bed and they're like, oh, life's great. Oh, look at all these fantastic things. And then typically that's just when the shows end. But then with this little cliffhanger kind of thing, it gives me a little bit of hope and excitement that there's going to be other elements of this show that we're going to see different from what we usually come to expect with them. I'm more than cautiously optimistic with Management of a Novice Alchemist. I think it's going to be a good show. I don't know if it's going to be a fantastic one, but I'm feeling confident. So we'll see where the show goes from here.